Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and this is number 2 of 3 videos today, and it's about the IMF. And they have been quite busy. A lot of documents have come out this last week. And the 11th of August, I tweeted out one of their files, which is a monster paper on the legislative and regulatory framework for virtual asset fund managers, traders, and service providers. I have not been able to get through the whole thing yet. There are a lot of nuggets in there. But for this particular video, I want to have a quick look at this one, which I think the first person to bring this document to the community was King Solomon. And then it was also followed up with a really good breakdown from Mickey B. Fresh. And it's quite impressive because in this IMF document, RippleNet is mentioned 7 times. And the most impressive for me was this here. It is this retail payments architecture, the structure for the clearing system. It's a layer that's under the commercial banks, the credit card networks, payment aggregators like Amazon, Facebook, Google, and even the money transmitters like Western Union. So very, very impressive. Now, why is it we're seeing so much RippleNet in an IMF document? Well, it could be because of this person here. That was put together by the staff, but led by Michela Ebernova. She is the Deputy Director for Development at the International Monetary Fund, and she's also referenced as the most powerful woman in the Czech Republic, also a former member of the bank board of the Czech National Bank. So many powerful, smart women coming out of the IMF. So the IMF has a YouTube channel, and they put out a video on the 30th of June. And you can see here they asked the question, how optimistic are you that the crisis provides an opportunity for a green, smart, and fair recovery? And from the 5,251 respondents, only 31% felt optimistic, 44% were skeptical, and 25% were not optimistic at all. So the Deputy Director of the IMF is Kristalina Georgieva. And I'm going to show you something. I think you're going to love it. And I think you're going to understand why RippleNet is in that paper. Because she talks to these points: the digital economy, green initiatives, and inclusiveness. Ripple scores 10 out of 10 points on each of those important topics. And I want you to have a listen, and listen carefully because this is interesting.
Mentally, it creates a better picture. Let me first say, I very much agree with Jan that we have a historic opportunity for transformation towards a digital economy, green economy, and very important, inclusive economy. And it is upon us not to miss it. We know that you take a longer term perspective, and the arc of history bends towards progress, it bends towards justice. Today, we are sending away Representative John Lewis. In his life, he was part of bending this arc of history in the right direction. And it is painful, but it is possible. So practically, what can be done? Well, 3 messages. 1, we are putting in place a historic in size stimulus, fiscal stimulus. How we use this money to generate more innovation, more equality, green growth is up to us. And decision makers actually know, because we know what the solutions are. We have seen what the Nordics have done for equality. We have seen what countries embracing green growth have done for green jobs, especially in Europe. We know that in the United States and some other parts of the world have taken on a digital transformation driven by private sector. Imagine what it would be if globally we have infrastructure for digital for everyone. Everybody's connected, all businesses, all governments. Imagine the transformation in how governments work. If they're all on an e-platform and citizens can see to the penny how their money is being used, it is possible to do. So this is one, fiscal stimulus, do it right. Two, we have in the next 12 months, 18 months, a chance to get global leadership aligned in a way that was only possible, is only possible after a big shock. Remember the Bretton Woods? Well, now is our moment to reinvent, reimagine the world. And the three I think is very important to put on record. You gave us the number, 31%. Yes, we can do it. 44, I think you said. Nah, who knows? We are skeptical, and the rest say no way. We often make a big mistake when we have transformation in front of us to try to convince everybody come on board, and we spend our time and energy to convince the naysayers. You're wrong. My lesson in my lifetime is focus on those who are the drivers of change. Empower them. Get everybody excited. And then those who are sitting on the bench, I mean, they're now looking this way and that way, and they're saying it may go right, it may go left. Get them to move off the bench and embrace change. Go for it. And I think if we are determined, we have a chance that one day history would be written about this pandemic as being one of the moments where the arc bends even further towards progress and equality. And we can be part of it. We can be part of it.
Oh, I love it. You know, the innovation driven by the private sector. And now is our moment. Focus on those who are drivers of change, embrace the change, and go for it. I love her spunk. I really do. Now, if you really want to see her passion, I want you to listen to this 30 seconds here where she is referencing what she wants to do on her birthday. And just remember, the Bretton Woods was the purpose of really getting some speed in the reconstruction after World War II. And the most maybe famous thing that happened out of that was the exchange rates were pegged to gold. And that was, well, it was just one of the bold changes. But listen to this. This is what she wants to do on her birthday.
I'll tell you a small secret. I intend to spend my birthday this year in the place where the Bretton Woods conference happened. I just want to sit there in the room it happened and try to imagine what would it take for the Bretton Woods institutions today to be up to par with the expectations of the people we serve. And hope.
Amazing, huh? Amazing. I really am starting to get to know her from watching a lot of her videos, and I think she is quite someone to be in the lead. All right, everybody, we're jumping to just a little bit of fluff. And we're going to talk about ramen. Yeah, this is a fun story. This is the man who had the very first ramen in Japan, and he started a restaurant in 1891 in Tokyo. And it was maybe the cause of the first ramen boom here. He recruited a bunch of cooks from the Yokohama Chinatown, and it was said that they would serve as many as 3,000 customers a day. And it remained busy all the way up till 1944, but the war really disrupted all the businesses, and so it did shut down and reopened again in 1965. But in 1976, it was unable to carry on because there was no one to take it over as a family business. Nobody was there to succeed it, and it closed down. But now, after 44 years, it's making a comeback, and it's making a comeback at the Shin Yokohama Ramen Museum. And with the help of Kenichi, the founder's grandson and great-great-grandson, they have extensively researched all the ingredients, and they have what they believe is the original recipe, the broth, and even down to the type of flour he used for those noodles. And here's what the bowl of ramen looks like. It's a soy sauce broth with onion, pork, and bamboo shoots. And it is really the original ramen in Japan. And you can visit the Ramen Museum really easy from Tokyo. It's just a straight shot, like out of Shinagawa Station, for example. And it just takes you about 25 minutes by train. You can even get there faster if you want to take the Shinkansen, the bullet train. And the museum will be serving it up inside the museum. And you can have this original recipe, or you can actually choose from some others as well. Or if you want, just choose from nearly the 100 different styles, maybe more, 200 or 300 of styles in the 10,000 shops that you find throughout the Tokyo metropolitan area. Yeah, ramen is like, you can go to some stops like Gotanda, for example. There's 25 ramen shops just around that station alone. It's great if you love ramen. And I'm going to do one more video, and it's in reference to this Financial Times article that came out, and it really has a lot of quotes, assumptions, and information that truly I want to take some time on it. So I will do that, and then we'll call it a day. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.